I hope you'll indulge me for a few moments as I talk about the Zahir, its mission, its origin, its inspiration, and its next steps. As some of you may know, the company's name comes from a short story, the title of a short story by the Argentine master Jorge Luis Borges.
Yeah!
Yeah, give it up for Borges. Hell yeah. Now this is a story, the Zahir is a story of absolute and all-encompassing obsession. It's the hero begins the story attending the funeral of a woman that he loved. And afterwards, he stops for a brandy. Now, I'll read from the story. They gave me the Zahir in my change. I stared at it for a moment and went into the street, perhaps with the beginnings of a fever. I reflected that every coin in the world is a symbol of those famous coins which glitter in history and fable. I thought of Charon's obol, of the obol for which Belisarius begged, of Judas's 30 coins, of the drachmas of Laius, the famous courtesan, of the ancient coin, which one of the 7 sleepers proffered, of the shining coins of the wizard of the 1001 Nights that turned out to be bits of paper. As if in a dream, the thought that each piece of money entails such illustrious connotations as these seemed to me of huge, though inexplicable, importance. So yes, the Zahir, as it turns out, is a kind of cursed object that has taken many forms over the years. The Zahir has been a tiger, the bottom of a well, a blind man, a vein in a marble pillar, an astrolabe at the bottom of a sea. But now, in the story, it is a coin. The curse of the Zahir is to completely occupy the mind of whoever possesses it. The curse comes on slowly, beginning with a mild preoccupation, but it gradually takes hold and will become the only thing the hero can think of, and then at last will become the only thing the hero can perceive. I wonder if many of us can imagine what it would be like to be completely in the thrall of an object we could hold in our hand. The trouble with obsession is that it crowds out everything else. It crowds out life and the world and fellowship. And I fear this is a particularly obsessive age where we risk increasing isolation, increasing loneliness. It is an age of deep division, mutual distrust, and ironically, a breakdown of communication. In short, what's missing today is real-life, in-person conversation, the kind of conversation that reminds us that we're not alone. And we have a technology that can fight this isolation and bring us back into conversation with one another. It's called theater. And the mission of the Zahir is to use that ancient technology to resist the state of the modern world. Through plays, discussions, salons, and the sharing of ideas, we will embody this spirit of resistance or die trying. And tonight I invite all of you to be a part of this. You can participate and support us through financial donations, through spreading the word, and by doing what you've done already tonight, showing up in person, talking to us and to each other. Yeah. Speaking of which, I want to open up this floor now and give everyone a chance to speak. I'd love to hear anything you have to say. I'd love to hear about ways in which you have felt connected or disconnected with the people in your life. I'd love to hear about conversations that you've had that have changed your mind or changed your world, or conversations that you're not having but would like to have. Do we have anyone brave enough to speak?
All right.
All right. Alan, what have you to say for yourself, sir?
So what I'm curious about is, I've been a school teacher don't like telling people what to do. So the directors that are dealing with these plays, like how do you deal with the actors' motivations and your own perception of how the play should be, like directing them? Like what is the job of a director? That's what I'm really curious about.
The job of a director. Well, I believe it was Hitchcock who said that actors should be treated like cattle. Is that wrong? All right. Yeah, so do we have any directors who want to say something? How about you, Newlander? Who doesn't want to? Newlander cannot possibly disagree with that statement.
We're storytellers. Directors of storytellers.
There you go. Directors are storytellers, not cattle ranchers, by God. And,
Cat herders.
well, do you want to say something about being a director?
Oh, that was me.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's always my pleasure to tell stories. There's so many stories that we as human beings have written down from the beginning of time until modern day. And I think they all fall into specific stories. It's the same archetype going over and over again, but making it relevant to what somebody's actual experience is the director's job. Is to say, this is the experience that we get from this story when we tell it, and hope that it makes a connection, even if it's just one connection. If one person says, I connect with that story, and I'm going to take that story, and it's going to empower me to do something and make a change to make something better, then the director's done their job.
Thank you. Wonderful. Go see Titus and Veronica's, folks. All this month.
I'll add something.
Yes, sir.
Like on top of that, it's the director's job to create an environment for the company, the cast, and the crew, and that so they feel cohesive, so they come together. Because you might have people who have never worked together before, who don't even know each other. They're coming from different experience, and so they come into this production, and the director's job is to create a place where they can all sort of act as one.
So what I'm hearing you saying is that the director's job is to create fear. And a sense of awe and silent obedience.
I can speak on that.
Yes.
I can speak on that.
Okay, please.
Because I was directed by Newlander. And he was a herder of cattle because he had a very young cast to deal with, children. And then there were also adults. And so he worked really hard on bridging the needs of small children and regular adults. And I thought he did a great job.
Thank you. Well, just look at the man. He's obviously a cowboy. That's wonderful. Anyone else have anything to say about conversation, connection? Yes.
I would also say it's the actor's job to serve the story. You know, I think about, I don't want to be a director, I don't want to be in charge, but I do like serving the story and thinking about that instead of being self-conscious. You know, you have to get to that place of where it's electric between you and the audience, and that can only happen when, you know, I'll speak for myself as an actor when I am not thinking about my lines or where I'm supposed to be. It's about the story, and it's not even just my character, it's my part in the entire story.
That is beautiful. Thank you. And I'm sorry to say that you may not want to be in charge, but you are in charge.
Yeah, I know.
That's David.
Yeah, we were talking, he asked that question, we just came from there where he was asking me the same question of what is the director's job, what does it mean to be a director, and I think that it's being a facilitator. I think some other people have said something similar. It's, you got to see every perspective in the room at the
Yeah.
same time. You have to look at the actor's perspective, you have to look at the designer's perspective, you have to look at the audience's perspective. You have to empathize with every single person in the room, and then everyone who might sign up to go and see the thing that you're trying to make. And I think that the best theater is when everybody who touched it, everybody who was involved with it, felt welcomed and felt comfortable and felt invited to be there and felt like they had a voice and that they weren't shoehorned into doing something that was written down in a book 10 days ago and you're just being told to puppet it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nicely said. And what about audience members out here? What do you think about the capacity of theater to bring you in through story? Yes.
I like live theater because there's an energy between the actors and the audience that you cannot experience watching film or watching television. And I think what I enjoy the most about live theater is the fact that sometimes I see myself reflected in something that happens or an experience that I had. I get to see it expressed by somebody else in a better way, beautiful words. So that's why I like theater.
Thank you. It's a sacred thing that happens in the theater. Yes.
Piggybacking off of that, my appreciation for live theater is that it's tangible, it's real. I know this is happening right now, and with so much other
Fake
stuff out in the world now, I can't even enjoy cat videos anymore because I'm not sure if they're real or not. And I feel manipulated. And like, if I want to be manipulated, I'll buy a ticket to a theater show because I want to be moved. I'm choosing to be moved. And that's my prerogative as a theater goer, and yeah, just understanding that everything that's happening is only happening in that moment and never again is such a magical experience, and no one can take it away from you.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
I want to piggyback off of what Donnie said.
Yes, piggyback.
Well, so I'm like, recently I've been really into the notion of loose connections, like not super tight, intimate connections or friendships, but I think theater is one of those places that provides the audience and the performers a sense of community. You show up, you see people that you maybe only see a couple times a year. Hey, Ray, Sam, people that I don't talk to on a regular basis that are not part of my daily life, but I'm always happy to see them. I go to a Christmas party every year with Jen, like we see each other in these moments and you're like, it's great to be embedded in a community. And I think theater is one of those places that also provides that sense of like, oh yeah, I'm part of a bigger group of people who all have shared history, shared memories, et cetera, even if the show is terrible. We were in it together, we can bond over that 2 years from now, like remember when we saw that show, so that LB wrote.
I think that's exactly right, Sean. And I'll piggyback on that.
Okay, let's go, baby.
Nobody has to raise his or her hand, but I wonder if any of you experienced a little bit of a tug to stay home and watch TV tonight instead of coming out. And if you did, like me, I did, for sure.
I'm watching TV right now.
I have my iPad with me, as you can see. But no, I think it's nice, as Shannon, I think, and Donna were saying, that to have a reason to get out of that stupefying state where you're sitting there watching TV every single night. I love TV, but you know what I'm saying. Yes?
Can I pitch House Lights Up so we can...
House Lights Up, sure.
When I'm Kitty's...
Yeah.
Is there a solution?
Sure.
I don't want to see what everybody else.
That's true. The shadows might help you speak more freely through them too.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
As a performer, back when I performed, but I saw the audience, and I didn't necessarily see them because they were in the dark. But I sometimes watch my own performance as if like a mirror was reflecting me. So as audience members, I just want to say that we see you, we feel you. None of our shows are ever the same, as someone said. And your energy actually gives us the fuel to give back. And so that feels like a community to me. And that's what's important for the performers as well as the patrons.
Hey. That's right. All of the best shows I've done or been part of have had audiences. Yes, Catherine.
I just wanted to remark on your thing about, hey, it's time to stay home and, enjoy the anesthesia of television. And I was once at a Salvage Vanguard event, and Brad Carlin made the point that anesthetic is the opposite of aesthetic.
That's
And
right.
so you come to the theater for an aesthetic experience, or you can stay home and have an anesthetic experience.
That is very nicely put. Very nicely put. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giles.
I was just going to throw out there all the mutual piggybacking. That at one point, I don't remember where this analogy came up, but the idea of juxtaposition and what happens between two things that are juxtaposed. So, an example would be like you have one painting, and that is maybe an art experience unto itself, and another painting which could be an art experience unto itself. But if you put them side by side, something happens out in space right in front of them, where it's the contribution of both that creates an experience. And I see that mirrored in a theater when you talk about a connection, because there's certainly the performance, that's the piece of art that people come to see. But then the audience, willingly or unwillingly, is the other side of that. And so there's something that happens in the space between what's happening on the stage and the audience, and it can't help but be experiential. And so that is a connection. I think everybody who's been on stage has felt that at different levels, different audiences, the same show. And that to me is a very important part of theater.
Love it. You know what that reminds me of is a theory that I've read. Maybe it's total nonsense or I'm misremembering, but what I read is that if you were to take two mirrors, face them at each other just the right way and have just enough energy or something between them or something, you would create a wormhole in space.
Let's try it.
Let's try it. Who's got a mirror?
I think proximity is really important in space, because like you can sit at home and watch something and there's like this glass, but like in the theater, like you might actually get stabbed, or you might actually, like if there's nudity, actually touch it. I mean, like there's a whole space and proximity. You want to get attention, it's really real. Yeah, there's no glass. Not that glass is bad. I like glass.
Yeah, it's really true. There's a proximity that it creates a sense of excitement and also danger. You don't get when you're watching a movie. That's right. Yes.
And to piggyback off of that, I think just like as an actor and someone who is an actor that likes to be an audience member, there's something to appreciate about how when you're acting, there is a unnerving sense of honesty you have to have. No matter the part you're playing, no matter how different that character is from you, you have to give an honest performance to your audience. It's a sense of responsibility and respect that you are playing someone that was, whether historically or not, a real person. If you go back to the writer's room, these people are writing from experience, they're writing from people who they know or things they've witnessed. So every character you play is a real person in a way, and you're a real person, I hope, obviously, if things are going as they should. And that's, I think, the shared responsibility, is recognizing as an audience member that these are real people with real experiences, being honest in front of you, and that you are giving an honest and genuine performance to your audience. It's the shared experience again.
Yeah.
And it works both ways. We want the audience to be honest for once.
Really? I just want to say, this is a dying art, and the people here are obviously trying to keep this thing alive. Most people are going to get back into their TVs and their online situations, so this is really important, what you're doing. And I wanted to piggyback off of what you said. I think when you're performing live, there's a vulnerability that can never be reproduced by making a movie or anything else. It's like you're live with people in front of you, they're reacting to you, and you feel vulnerable. And as an actor, that's really important. It brings out something human about all of us that I think is quintessential to what you're trying to do.
I agree with you. I was just thinking about, like, same with music, like seeing a show. There's nothing, it's not like hearing the record, but you're part of a special moment in that time, and you never know what's gonna happen. Like, it's a surprise, right? Whether it's a show or like a live music show or a play or a musical or something, you never know what's gonna happen, and that's what's so exciting, right? You know, it's like, it's the anticipation of the idea of what it is, right? I mean, it's super exciting.
Yeah.
And that's what you're like, is this gonna go off the way it's gonna go off? And if it doesn't, then like, how cool is it gonna be if it turns this way?
Yes.
Right? I love that.
We talked about surprise, we talked about honesty, vulnerability. I think one word that I would want to use is risk. I think that there's an amount of risk involved in performing, watching, being a part of, in any capacity theater, compared to something like a movie where, sure, there's risk involved in whether or not it's going to be made, but once it's out there, it's done. You know what I mean? It's just a file that gets sent out into the world, right?
Sure.
Theater, it's like there's risk every single step of the way, and you go into a theater, you watch a show, and you don't know if something's going to happen halfway through. There was, when I was a little kid, I can't remember what show it was, but I remember that halfway through, after intermission, they had to change the lead to an understudy, and I was a little kid, and so I didn't like fully wrap my head around it, but I remember coming back from intermission, watching the stage and seeing a different person walk out, make a tiny little joke about being the same person, and I got it, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. And it's like, and I got to see a second person's take on the exact same role in the same moment.
The mistakes sometimes are the best parts.
Exactly.
Yeah, fun for you. I got fired at intermission.
Poor Shannon, we don't want to drag this up. Poor Shannon. He played Darren on Bewitched. Yes, Kevin.
Well, I think one difference between television, film, and theater, and we have a lot of good television and a lot of good film right now, but the key difference for me is that in theater, when we come into a box like this, we know it's not real. We sometimes even know the actors who are playing the roles. We know we're not in the place we're told we're supposed to be. So that creates a magic that's already been alluded to, where the audience has to have an extra amount of imagination to power the experience. And if the director and the actors and the playwright have done their job, the audience does the rest. And it takes it to a much higher level than you see a film or a television show, because you have to do a lot more work. But it's a work that's pleasurable when you're done right.
Yes, the audience is at risk and is working very, very hard, but we still urge you to keep coming out and watching. Yes, Paul.
I'm going to capybara back. The magic of theater is that it is both real and not real at the same time.
Not the Schrodinger's theater.
I want to say something, which is, okay, you can essentialize theater or film or whatever and say like it's this or that is better. But like, I come for the people. Like, I make films, I don't do much theater. I actually came for LB.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I never know what this guy's gonna do next. Like when I first met him, well, actually I was told about him. This was like back in the aughts, that he's like this crazy reactionary Republican that I have to debate someday. And then like then I knew him as like a graphic designer whose wife has chickens.
He's a rapper.
Like, okay, then
He's
it's
a
like,
rapper.
he's a filmmaker. He's a rapper. I followed his rap career. I did some music with him. And then he's like, whatever. It's like, it's about the people, right? And like, I don't know. That's really what it is. It's like, who are the individuals involved? And that's what makes it cool.
Thank you, Deb.
Love you, Deb.
Yes, Amy.
I'm so excited to be here amongst theater people because you all feel like famous people to me.
Oh, God.
That's
I
funny.
am here as an emissary from a different kind of stage show that
Yes.
I wanted to invite some of you theater folks to check out at some point, because the kind of conversations we have there, I think you might get something out of them. My show that I work on with Mickey Delp is called Nerd Night, and it happens once a month. LB has spoken for us before. I know there are some other former speakers in here tonight, and one of the things I love about it, and I've been working on it since 2012, and I was going to it since 2008, is that we are a community, and we kept it up during the pandemic. We've moved through different venues, and you get the sensation that was spoken about before of like, I don't see these people all the time, but wow, I have a good time when I see them. And there are also some other really good shows that are kind of sisters to ours. Mike Grotman does this great thing called Queer Film Theory, where you get to hear people's takes on the subtext of, often it's nostalgic films like 80s movies, 90s movies, early 2000s movies, and there are super queer subtexts that really called out to a young kid who was watching a movie theater in Alabama or whatever. Like that was their culture and where they saw themselves reflected, even if it was at an angle. He also has this great show called Storyoki, and if you want to talk raw, authentic storytelling, my God, people will tell the story of a special song and then sing it.
Wow.
It's marvelous. And while they're not scripted theater, they are beautiful storytelling, beautiful connection moments, and you really get to do a deep dive into someone's passions at Nerd Night or their expertise, or you get to hear about this time that they were super drunk at a punk club and saw a Santa Claus guy fall out of the window while they were singing, which was my story. So, you know, I would just like to invite you theater stars to come and hang out with the nerds and the queer kids and the storytellers that also sing.
Is it possible that theater people and nerds could be in the same room? I say we give it a shot. Yes, go to Nerd Night, for God's sake. Go to anything Mike Grotman does. Absolutely. Amy Cavender, fantastic. Yes, Rachel.
In my 9 to 5, I'm a senior creative lead for a marketing agency. I actually wanted to extend a challenge to everyone here, is to stop seeing theater as an underdog in this current social climate, or seeing us as a dying art. For 8 hours a day, I look at data and insights and watching trends, and Gen Z and Gen Alpha hate their phones, even though they're attached to them. They know that they are addicted to them. And what we're seeing is that experiential events, going outside, touching grass is the new cool, having these moments where you're like, I did that because I went outside and talked to a person. So they're bragging about these things. If we can position ourselves as the heroes of that time, we are remarkable. I think theater people often have a beautiful humility to them because we have such honest and empathetic performances. So we're not, Hollywood with the slick back hair and everything, but we should have that air about us sometimes, because we are that future. We are that touch grass, come outside, make connections that the younger people are trying to do.
Yeah. I'm excited that there are as many young people here tonight because when I moved to Austin, I felt like it was like every other day there was a new theater company forming, and I'm excited that there's a new one. It feels like old Austin is kind of bubbling back up because new Austin, there's a lot of new people here who I think kind of suck. And I think a plant a flag for like non-douche bro, techie, whatever is a good thing for this city.
That is our mission statement.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Ellie.
I just wanted to hear that. What
Yeah.
you just said about young people, because Kevin came to apprehension and ran into some young ET students and was really glad we were here. So I think that's super important and a great point. Like, how do we make sure that we're getting the word out to college students, people who just graduated, but the young ones?
One way to do that would
Young
be-
bloods.
One way to get the young bloods in would be something that is, I'm so sorry to something that weighs on my heart as I say a new parent, I have a 5-year-old, is how can I incorporate my family unit into art in the community? Where am I welcome? There's so many, like I play music, I play live music, there's so much like late night this, late night that. How do we connect to new young generations? We fucking include them. That's what we do. So how can we all be more inclusive wherever we are and whatever we're creating? How can we have a show during the day? How can we have like a matinee performance that I don't know, or maybe we cater to? But y'all are the creative people, whatever. But anyway, yes, let's do that. How do we do that more?
Remember the parlor?
What's that?
Parlor, yeah.
The parlor, yeah, it's gone,
R.I.P.
but not forgotten.
And the matinee shows.
Yes. We've all played there.
Yeah,
I mean, well, not all of us, but some of us.
I was just gonna piggyback off Rachel in the fact of, there will always be a natural ebb and flow of what is desirable, right? So the less there is of something, the more desirable it's going to be for the people who don't know about it. And it's our job as artists, as live performance artists, whether you're music, whether you're dance, whether you're theater, whatever it might be, is to position ourselves in a way that we are always available to the people who want to see us and who want to be a part of it. So if that means we go in, cahoots and in production simultaneously with each other, but we're also cross-promoting each other and making sure, oh, you're here tonight, well, make sure you go see our other theater friends over here and the other night. And just
Go see Titus Andronicus, folks.
And make sure you give money to the Zahir.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
6-7. Yeah.
6-7.
To jump off of your point of late night this, late night that, I completely agree with you. I am a teacher. I have to wake up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, which means I'm going to walk out of that door in a second. But I hear you because I think it's not just excluding children. I think it's excluding parents. I think it's excluding people who work with children. I think it's or people with jobs that want sleep. And I think that there's this pressure, this obligation to engage in a lot of things that fuck up your sleep schedule, just so that you can be engaged in the community. And I know, I don't think that that's the mission statement here, but I think the mission statement is to get more people involved, get more young people involved, get people touching grass, and part of touching grass is getting people to the place to do the thing, you know what I mean? And so I completely empathize with you, and with that being said, I'm gonna walk out of that door.
And with a counterpoint, Neil Pollock.
Get some sleep. Get some
All right,
sleep.
yes.
Get some sleep.
Everyone, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for taking part in this conversation. Thank you so much to all our wonderful performers who did such a spellbinding job. We are so honored and so privileged to have you as part of our company, and everyone who's here is a friend of the Zahir. Thank you.